There's a protest going on today.
Yeah.
And I believe it's in this hotel.
It is, yes.
Any advice for me?
Stand back and behave.
Good morning. And what's your number?
6900.
Do you want to just double check with your manager? Because I've done some research. This is the boundary line. And this is where your gate starts. If you look up your arse, right, I've got an umbrella sticking out. If you want to use it anytime, just pull it. What would you like the viewer to know watching this? Oh, what's happening there? Oh, heck. For the attention of Labour Councillor Mohammed Ayub, Wakefield East Ward. Also sent to the main press office, press@labour.org.uk, in this order. Why are you a racist? I don't care who you are. Can I ask you why you're here today? Just why you're here.
Thank you. Can I ask you to move back, please?
Can I ask why you're here?
Yeah, I'm reporting on today. Refugees are welcome here. Listen, refugees are welcome here.
Thank you.
I'm trying to report on your side of the story. Some refugees shouldn't be here. Don't want to say anything why you're here today.
About why we're here today? Yeah. There's a lot of talk gets whipped up on the right when there are instances of sexual violence.
Hello, sir. Councillor. A councillor, aren't you?
Who are you?
I'm Mark BANAMAN.
Yeah.
I'm independent.
Any ID?
Careful.
You got any ID?
Careful, you're pushing me onto the road. Careful, careful. As a councillor, as a councillor, as a councillor,
Stay back now, please.
are you a councillor?
Stay back, folks.
Are you a councillor?
Who are you?
I'm BANAMAN, Mark.
I don't care who you are.
Are you a councillor? The reason why I was at the Cedar Hotel on Denbydale Road, Wakefield, was because I was told an immigrant had been arrested trying to meet a boy for sex days after being granted UK stay. The headlines went on to read, an immigrant who was granted a legal stay in the UK was arrested days later trying to meet a 14-year-old boy for sex. This was published on the 18th of February 2024. The asylum seeker had been living at the Cedar Court Hotel before he was arrested for his online predatory behaviour. What I didn't expect to find was what appeared to be an irrational councillor. With the general election due to take place on 4th of July 2024, those are the words of Councillor Mohammed Ayub of Wakefield East Ward, Labour. An interesting question would be, why did they pick American Independence Day, 4th of July, to have elections? But going back to Yubby, are they the kind of words any councillor should be using? Should councillors care about people? And furthermore, should councillors think about how people perceive their public conduct in public office? Well, Labour Councillor Mohammed Ayub of Wakefield East Ward, you had a fair chance to reply. Your press office had the same fair chance to reply. But none of you thought it reasonable that you needed to reply. Here is the video of Councillor Mohammed Ayub that they chose to ignore. So we've got two demonstrations going on. One's called the protest and I think they call the other the counter-protest. I think I'm at the counter-protest right now. So this is the counter-protest. On the other side you got the protest. There's obviously the police are here monitoring the situation.
Guys delivering wings coming up to 4 or 5 minutes. Delivery for wings coming, yeah?
Two demonstrations today. Can you tell me why you're here today? I'm reporting on today. Obviously I'm going to go over to the other side and ask their opinions why they're here today. Can you tell me why you're here today?
No.
No? Okay. Do you know why you're here today?
Look, I'm not here to make content for you, okay?
Okay, that's up to you.
You're obviously free to do what you want, but I'm not.
Hey, it's just your chance to air your opinion for the viewer. It's the reason why you're here. I'll just look at your sign then. So it looks like the reason why they're here, say it loud, say it clear, refugees welcome here. Well, I would agree with that. I would agree with that, yeah.
Okay.
But some refugees are actually illegal and they throw the passports over the boat. when they come in. Those are the people who should keep the paperwork to help them understand they've come from a country that they're actually claiming refugee status in this country from. Would you not agree? Does anybody want to tell me why you're here today? What's your opinion? No? Just very briefly before I go, I'm going to go to the other side now. Would you like to tell me why you're here today?
Because no one leaves home without home being the mouth of a shark.
Can you just explain that to me?
That is a poem, it's a very well known.
Okay. Could you just explain what it's about? Because I've never heard that before.
My friend. It's been agreed that you guys are going to be stood behind a protest line further down there. So if I could ask you just to move back down there, please, and then you can protest down there. All right.
I just want to advise you, I'm not here with any protest. I'm a journalist. I'm reporting on this side and on that side.
You're all right. Are you wanting to speak to this gentleman there? Right.
It's all right.
You want to speak
Okay,
to you, my
I'll
friend.
go
All
to
right.
something else.
Okay.
It's all right. So I'm a journalist. I'm reporting. That's all right. No comment. Okay. Hello there.
Have you got your journalist details, please?
Yeah, I'll just get 2 more interviews and I'll come and show you.
No. Right. I'm going to politely ask you, sir, to move down there now.
Don't touch
please.
me.
Yeah, I'm politely asking you to move down there.
Well, politely asking is not making contact.
Well, I am politely asking you to move down there and move back behind there to a safer distance, please.
And for the camera, I will do.
Wonderful, thank you. So can I ask you to
But
do
do
it now
not
then,
push
please?
me again.
All right, I'm not pushing you.
You put your hands on my
I'm not
back.
pushing you, so I'm asking you to. I'm guiding you down that way, please. So
You
can I
don't
ask you
need
to
to,
move
I
down
can
that
help
way?
myself.
Wonderful. Off you go then, please, sir.
I will do in a second.
Okay.
Why are you so close?
I'm guiding you down there.
I'm gonna step back a bit.
Don't to the banner.
Well, listen.
It's as though
You're
trying
creating a
to-
problem here. You're now drawing attention to this. You are now drawing attention to this.
Can I ask you to move down there, please?
Can I ask you why you're here today? Just why you're here.
Thank you. Can I ask you to move back, please?
Can I ask why you're here?
Yeah, I'm reporting on today.
Sir,
Refugees
back.
are welcome here. Listen, refugees are welcome here. I'm trying to report on your side of the story. Some refugees shouldn't be here. Don't say anything. Why are you here today?
About why we're here today? Yeah. There's a lot of talk gets whipped up on the right when there are instances of sexual violence. But what's often missed is that the majority of those kind of cases are actually committed in the home by the white majority population. Majority of those crimes are committed by white people and often by family members within other family members. What you see is that rhetoric gets weaponised by the far right. They target the kind of cherry-picked cases, right, to whip up anger about. Actually, I think it's misdirected anger. A lot of these people have real reasons to be angry. Like there's a housing crisis in Britain, economy's collapsing and things like that, but they're directed towards people trying to seek help or people trying to come here to work, to contribute, just like all of us do. They're directed at them rather than at the rich, right? People talk about a housing crisis. A lot of people have second, third, fourth homes. Fucking Rishi Sunak, right? Big ass house, there's a lot of room in there. Why does he need it? You know what I mean? So for us, solution comes from taxing the rich, fighting for the rights of every single person in this country, not just a select few and their right to oppress us and take money off us whenever they like, you know what I mean?
Is there anything else you want to add? Because I don't want to come back over here and potentially create any problems.
That's probably about it. That sums it up, mate, yeah.
This is what forged an email sent to Labour press office and Ayub himself, as follows. Can I just ask you, is there a councillor here who I can speak to? Is there a councillor? Someone said there was a councillor here. I just wondered if I could have a quick word. Sorry? All right. Do you know if there is a councillor here? All right.
Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome here.
Hello, sir. Councillor. A councillor, aren't you?
Who are you?
I'm Mark BANAMAN.
Yeah.
I'm independent.
Any ID?
Careful.
You got any ID?
Careful, you're pushing me onto the road. Careful. As a councillor, as a councillor,
Stay back now, please.
are you a councillor?
Stay back, folks.
Are you a councillor?
Who are you?
I'm BANAMAN, Mark.
I don't care who you are.
Are you a councillor? Okay.
Refugees are welcome here.
So he's a councillor, apparently.
Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome here.
If you're a councillor, you're setting a bad example for a councillor. Are you a councillor?
Say it loud, say it clear.
Refugees are welcome here.
Say it loud.
So if that's a councillor, that's a disgraceful conduct. I mean, my concern there was obviously, thank you for that, obviously you have to get in the way.
Anything to happen to anyone, I didn't want anyone to get hurt.
My concern there was that he claims to be a councillor and he conducts himself like that, you know, as a councillor. So that's the reason why I went to ask him the questions.
I understand.
So,
We're here for everyone's safety, you know that.
Yeah.
Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome here.
for the attention of Councillor Mohammed Ayub, Yubi, Wakefield East Ward. I am contacting you regarding two interactions with an independent journalist called Mark from BANAMAN News. The interactions took place outside the Cedar Hotel Wakefield, 15 June 2024. First interaction, you called him a racist. Second interaction, you asked him for his name, for which he replied, and then you ignored him. He was then encroached upon by one of your fellow supporters who used physical contact to grab his camera. Mark then backed off from the aggressor and re-established his position away from the aggressor. Mark approached you again to ask if you are a councillor. You then ignored him and then finally asked for his name again. Mark then told you his name, from which you replied with the words, "I don't care who you are." You had plenty of opportunities to assess the journalist's reasons for being at this location on this day during the counter-protest demonstration. The journalist has reported on the day, and publication is temporarily on hold due to concerns that have been raised about what appears to be a lack of impartiality towards some members of the public who you may not ever have met before. In this circumstance, it was an independent journalist called Mark. The second interaction was also deemed to include unreasonable behaviour on your part, and therefore an opportunity has been forged by yourself to have a fair opportunity to reflect on the following questions. Please note, there has been a 24-hour hold placed on the news report regarding its release in order for you to address these questions. Question 1. Do you believe in freedom of speech? Question 2. Did you call Mark a racist? Question 3. Did you ask Mark for his name? Question 4. Do you agree that people should not be physically grabbing or touching another person's camera? Question 5. When you said to Mark, "I don't care who you are," why did you say this? Question 6. As a matter of public interest and concern about your conduct as a councillor on this day, do you want to include a statement about your conduct towards Mark? And finally, question 7. Do you want to offer any constructive criticism about the journalist in this matter regarding his own conduct that we should include in the news report during your interactions with him? Thank you for your time. All questions and points raised from here on forward will be included in the video news report due to be released 18 June 2024 at 6 PM. That was the email, and although an extended deadline was created beyond the original deadline for publishing, still no reply from Labour or Yubi. If it was a Conservative member I would have met instead of a Labour one, I would have asked them the same questions I asked Yubi. So on reflection and seeing this, what do you think about your councillor in your own local constituency? I don't vote. I don't believe the politicians care about anybody. Have a nice day.
And you. We can please leave the site, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah.